Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
If you lived in the 60s or have parents who did, you most likely know the theme song for the Beverly Hillbillies, and thus their story. A poor man from the mountains went hunting and accidentally struck oil. He became a millionaire and ended up in a mansion in Beverly Hills. But do you remember the part where Jed shot at an animal, and as the song says, up through the ground came a bubbling crude? And they showed the oil bubbling up from the ground. Before knowing it was valuable, that black sticky stuff was a huge inconvenience to them and made his land unusable. But once it started bubbling up, there was no stopping it. And as it turned out, the stuff was extremely valuable. A verse in Psalm 145 reminded me of that oil bubbling out of the ground at the beginning of each of those episodes. The psalmist uses so many words to describe his praise. In English, he says he will extol, bless, meditate, speak, declare, utter, sing, and talk of all of God's attributes and works. He lists a string of character traits of the Lord that are definitely worth studying. His splendor, majesty, greatness, goodness, righteousness, grace, compassion, mercy, glory, and more. But I got stuck on the psalmist's word in verse 7. He says, "They shall utter the memory of your great goodness." Utter seemed like such a bland word compared to all the other words used here. The notes on the side clarified, eagerly utter, but that wasn't much better. Then it said, literally bubble forth. So I looked up how different translations put it. Most went with utter, but a couple said pour forth. The NIV translates it celebrate. One translation says burst forth. All of those capture the original better than using utter, don't you think? But the Amplified version got the prize from me on this one. It says, "They will overflow like a fountain when they speak of your great abundant goodness." The Greek means to flow, pour out, gush forth, spring up, or bubble forth. A negative example of this word can be found in Proverbs 15:2. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge rightly, but the mouth of fools pours forth foolishness. I'm sure you know people like that. But those of us who love the Lord should be opposite of that. Our mouths should bubble forth praise continually of our awesome God, His attributes, His works, everything about Him. No one should be able to stop us or turn us off. Our excitement to share who God is and what He's like should be contagious. Do you bubble forth God's praise? If not, go read Psalm 145. Soak in it. Meditate on God's works and character. Then go tell someone.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.